So, reveals, entrances, introductions? I don't know what to call them. Today we are going to be talking about the top 10 most epic monster reveals, introductions of Scooby-Doo. For me, my top 10. Now these are all from movies. We're not including episodes within this list. So I have the top 10 monsters or villains from 10 different movies that I feel like are the most epic reveals. Now I feel like reveals for monsters and villains for Scooby-Doo kind of really sets the tone for this monster and for the movie. You know, if it just kind of appears, then, you know, it kind of doesn't feel that scary, but there's this epic introduction to it, then it feels more threatening, more scary. So we're gonna go through what I believe is the top 10 best monster introductions of Scooby-Doo movies. So this is in no particular order, so here we go. We're just gonna pull out the bag's over here. The Yowie Yahoo from Scooby-Doo Legend of the Vampire. This vampire introduction is what made me think of doing this video. It's what made me think about this. Just the way this tornado thing starts just twirling on the stage, and then it gets huge, and then all of a sudden this giant like vampire creature, monster, King Kong thing just appears, and then has little minions that just like grab you and stuff. Oh my goodness. This one. Okay, next on my list, I believe this is one that a lot of people can agree with me. Captain Morgan Moonscar on Zombie Island. Just the way all of the muscles and the limbs and the bones and the skin and everything just comes back together on this body, and then all of a sudden he starts dragging himself. Oh my goodness, this is imagery you can't unsee, and for that it set the tone for the monster and the movie. Next on the list, the Phantom Virus of Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase. This one I feel like is just terrifying because he just comes out of this beam thing, and then all of a sudden he's just breaking everything by walking by it. And so it's like he has no weakness, and it's creepy. He doesn't say anything, he doesn't do anything, he's just walking, and everything is just exactly like that. Alright, next, and you guys should not be surprised, just the classic villains from Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed. Now I'm talking about when Shaggy and Scooby are making their bop and a half. We're the greatest detectives. We're the greatest detectives. Why is that not a hit? Like, come on. It is a bop and a half. But just the way these monsters get created in this machine, you see at least one of them within the machine kind of fusing together from the costume, and then we see the capsules come down and they open up and they just like spill out and whatever, or some kind of like are reaching out, and it's an imagery that if you really think about it, it's creepy. It is weird. It is monstrous. Alright, next on the list is the Skeleton Pirates of Pirates Ahoy. I feel like this one really set the mood for the movie really fast, because there's just all of a sudden all this fog, which yes, they're out in the ocean, you could kind of expect that, but all of a sudden you just kind of hear laughing, and then the skeleton hands just grab onto the edge of the boat and they're pulling themselves up. It's just a creepy feeling. Again, if you really think about it, there's just all of a sudden this horde of skeleton pirates just pulling themselves up like, hey, oh, hey, oh. They're not ready to party. Alright, another one I think a lot of you guys can agree with me on this one is the Woodsman from Camp Scare. Oh my goodness, this is a creepy movie all around, but it just sets the mood really fast when the Woodsman is just like stalking this counselor guy, and all of a sudden he's just like dragging himself and throwing his axe like, oh my goodness, this guy is out for blood. It is scary, it is creepy. The Woodsman is a great villain, and his reveal was great. I think this is a great one. Alright, next we have Valdronia from Scooby-Doo, Music of the Vampire. The reason I think this one's really cool is because it's different. There's this group of people like doing this chant, this spell, more or less, and it's awakening Valdronia, and so he like wakes up in his coffin and comes out, breaks out, and all of a sudden just starts attacking. And I think it's a really different and cool introduction to the villain. You know, he was awakened from his slumber, his eternal slumber, and, you know, broke out of the dead, more or less. And so I thought it was a really cool introduction, the way that they did this one. Alright, next on the list is Mr. Hyde from Mask of the Blue Falcon. This one just, again, felt very creepy. It was very fast, kind of his introduction, but just the way that he just like made all this smoke and then just started grabbing these two guards and pulling them in. It's just, it was creepy. You didn't really see the full Mr. Hyde at that beginning, but you got a sense of who he was and what he was out for, you know? Like, he was just like, I ain't dealing with you guys are out. Now, the next one, I think you guys are going to be shocked if you know who I am and what I like and dislike of Scooby-Doo. But the Crimson Witch from Scooby-Doo and Kiss, Rock and Roll Mystery. I think this was really cool how she kind of formed from smoke, but like her face revealed first, and then all of a sudden the rest of her body kind of came out from the smoke. I thought it was a really unique and different introduction. You know, we didn't have any indication that like it was gonna be kind of scary opening up to the movie, and then all of a sudden she just kind of comes out of nowhere and reveals herself through the smoke. And again, I thought it was a really cool, unique way to introduce this villain. Alright, and finally, number 10, again, not necessarily in this order. We have Asmodeus from Scooby-Doo and the Curse of the 13th Ghost. Now, this was supposed to be a big, epic reveal because we did not know who the 13th Ghost was for like 35 years. Now, there's two technical reveals with this one. So you could say either reveal, whether it be at the very beginning of the film, when we're kind of seeing the flashback with Vincent Van Gogh, or you could say more when the gang finally see the monster. So either one I think is as epic, because in the beginning we see this figure shadow thing all of a sudden just like come out, you know, and then all of a sudden it's this giant thing. It's almost like the Yowie Yahoo in a way, but it's just, he's creepy. He's like creeping in the shadows. But then also when the gang sees him, he's creeping in the shadows again. And the movement he does when the gang first see him gives me shudders. I shudder every time I see it, because he's just like on the ceiling, and he's like a little, no, he's not little, but he's like this giant bug, and he's like, and it's just, it plays this weird sound, this weird music, and it gives me the creeps every time I see that. And so that's why I think his reveal is epic. So guys, those are what I believe are the top 10 most epic Scooby-Doo movie monster reveals. Let me know what yours are down below. Give me your thoughts on which are the most epic monster reveals. I would love to know. I want to see what you guys think, and you know, I think these monsters, these villains, just deserve some more attention, recognition, and so we are just praising their reveals here. So let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are on the most epic monster reveals of the Scooby-Doo movies. So guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye!